Good morning, everybody. Hey, Paul. Good morning, Roberta. Hey, Mike. Good to see you guys this morning. We got ourselves a little uptrend, eh? See if we can get a setup before the open here. Hey, good morning, Squid. All right, we got 6 minutes till the open here. Hey, Angie. And a little news. I wouldn't say a whole lot. 10 a.m. we got the manufacturing index. We also have some news coming out of Europe. Not anything major, I would say. Tomorrow's a bit more news heavy with manufacturing and services PMI. So not too much news today, scheduled at least. And the market may well be waiting. Well, we might start to get into a holding pattern until FOMC. We haven't really gone anywhere on the daily level. I mean, we've been right in this. If you scroll back, all the prices are basically right in the same area. I don't even have to move my screen at all this whole month. So we really haven't made much progress. And that's probably likely to continue until at least FOMC. There's been some big ranges, no doubt. But yeah, this general area the market's kind of accepted. Hey Neil, hey Bill. I'm gonna make sure I reload my chart here this morning. Cool, my chart's looking the same. I'm gonna do same deal on NQ. But yeah, as far as today's action, we have this pretty clear uptrend. We did have a little bit of an overshoot. You gotta watch out for those. It's likely to correct sharply, which it did. That correction has played out with 2 legs, and now we popped above the EMA again. So now on a larger scale, we have a move up, break. We'd be looking for a new high. We do need some action at the EMA though. We're floating pretty high up here. We would need to come back to the EMA, have it hold 2 times, bullish bar, and we'd look to take that long. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I don't really suspect that it'll set up, just because we got the open here in a minute and a half. We'll probably just, we'll open and just get that new high, and we'll have to pause longs, but we'll see. We have now about 30 seconds until the open. Okay, there's the opening bell. See if we can get a pullback to the EMA and a nice setup before we make a new high. Looking for the same thing on NQ. We got that uptrend, have that break. Looking for a new high. We just need some action at the EMA. Watching for that here. So far, it's looking like too much of a steep pullback. Looks more like it's going to blow through the EMA rather than hold it. Okay, all right. Well, there's one nice move up off the EMA. Cool, cool, cool. See if we can pull back and get another one. NQ had the same thing. Nice pullback there. Nice move off the EMA. Let's see if we can get one more. The Wags family. What's up, Wags? We live, baby. We live. Good morning, Fernando. All right. NQ still looks hopeful. Still looks like it could come back to the moving average, give us that setup. All right, we're back at the moving average. Unfortunately for ES, it looks like this move already played out. We had a move up. We had a break. We had a new high, so we'd want to pause looking for longs there. NQ's back at the moving average. If we get a really strong bull bar here, I will buy it. Not thrilled about this setup though, so I'm almost hoping it doesn't happen. Not holding the EMA, nor on the S&P. Looks like the sellers might need to take a whack at this thing. Still looking at the possibility of this bar here. Depending on how this finishes, I might try to trade it for a scalp. I just don't like how ES has already played out. That's the bummer here. Yeah, that closed below anyway. I'm going to skip that. Ooh, here we go. S&P has a higher low. That's somewhat tempting. It's a pretty big bar. I'm just going to be patient here. Does something a little bit more clear. Sets up. Zooming out. Again, like I was mentioning earlier, we're still basically in a range. Here's the low from yesterday. Here is what even is that? That's the low from Friday. We haven't broke our overnight high yet. Here's the overnight low. This is still mostly a range. And it looks like this uptrend might finally be playing out. We got that break. We're very close to that new high. I just need to pop up a few points. That higher low would have worked out if anyone risked it. Not a terrible idea if you're just going for the scalp, but otherwise a little sketch. All right, so there's the new high. Oh wait, nope, not quite. Getting close, but not quite. All right, so now we do have a new high. So basically this uptrend technically is played out. So we would have to stop looking for longs here. We're waiting to see the next move in the market. We're waiting to see bears possibly correct. Not saying that we're gonna make a big move down or anything, but possible correction here. Maybe it's just shallow right here, and then we're headed back up. NQ as well made that new high. So we'll also be waiting there. Lagging badly. No bueno. No bueno. The next key level we have is just above. On NQ, it's actually pretty close. I'm just taking a gander at something like this, maybe. Don't typically use yesterday's price action in a channel, so yeah, I'm not too eager to draw that move, but very well could be. Either way, we're going to have a little of a bearish correction play out before we start buying again. But if this doesn't really correct sharply and the EMA holds, could definitely consider long. Looks like NQ is going to go right up to that key level. This is just a vertical move since the market open here. This is another possibility, which also is not typical since this is the second leg of a trend that we already had, but you got to roll with the market. If there's no correction coming, if one side is not pushing price action their way, then you have to adapt. All right, now we got a little movement here. Looks like sellers are attempting something, so let's see what this pullback looks like. NQ just about to that level. Definitely in the zone at least. Yeah, we haven't really made any extreme moves to the downside, so I'm totally fine taking a long here if the EMA holds. Okay, S&P nearly at the moving average, NQ kind of just hovering up here. What's up, Tom? Good morning, good morning. Interesting. NQ is not really moving here with the S&P. S&P's already had pretty significant pullback to the 21. NQ is just chopping around still at that high. Again, I'm watching this very carefully on ES to see if this moving average holds support. Yeah, moving average is not holding here. NQ just about back at the 21, but since it's not holding on ES, not super interested in it, to be honest. Yes, Javi, thanks for that reminder. We do have news here in 6 minutes. I don't think it's going to have a huge impact on the market personally, but it is wise to probably be flat at least for the initial reaction, maybe the first minute or so. If we can get above the EMA, I will consider a higher low. Something like this. We still haven't really got above it. So far it's kind of looking like resistance. Hopefully we can get through this news release and still have the opportunity here. Still 2.5 minutes till the news. NQ's had a decent test of the 21. If we can get through this news cycle and come back again, I'd take a bull bar. It's looking a little bit congested here, but maybe we could get like a failed breakout, right? Draw in the bears and then end on a bullish hammer. While we're waiting, guys, please make sure you hit that like button. Would greatly appreciate that. And it's a good way to prevent you from taking trades, right? Instead of clicking buy and sell right now when you probably ought not to, just click the like button instead. It's a win-win. We now have 1 minute to the news. Definitely above the EMA on S&P. First move up. We can get back there. That's the trade we're looking for. Fernando, it is what's the exact news? The manufacturing index. Oh, interesting. It looks like it may have already come out. That's weird. It's already posted even before 10 o'clock came. But again, like I said, I don't think it's going to be a major market mover. NQ already got that new high right at that key level. See if that key level can hold. Basically with these channels, I'm just ignoring this spike right here. Sometimes that can happen every once in a while, because everything else fits in really nicely. All right, so looking at this move, it hasn't actually made a higher high yet, which is not great for bulls. Plus, Nasdaq is right on this key level, has not gotten above. So we may see a rejection off this level. For a long here on NQ, we need to get above this and hold it as support. S&P, for continued bullishness, I'd like to see this make a higher high and then pull back again. Hey, brother Carrot, good to see you too. Karit, whatever it is. Karit sounds more sophisticated, I'll be honest with you. Morning, Bruno. Good morning, Cricket. Thanks for popping in, everybody. Good to see y'all. For how much we've moved this morning, the market's quite slow. Bars are just kind of plodding along here. All right, NQ pushing above that key level there. All right, so looking for that long on NQ. We are now above the key level. ES made a higher high, which is also great for longs, just looking for that pullback. So we can join this move here. And as suspected, that news did not have any impact really on the market. Manufacturing came in lower than expected. But market doesn't care. I think we're going to be waiting mostly for FOMC next week. Or sorry, it's in 2 weeks. Man, oh man. Let's just pull back already, eh, market? Good night. Just waiting on a pullback, either market, either symbol. Taking a gander at the Russell to see if that looks any better. Russell's a little bit weak today, but still does look good for a long if it can get above the moving average. Taking a look at crude oil. Crude oil's choppy all over the place. That's not a good symbol to trade today. And the other symbol I'm looking at is gold, which also doesn't look great. So S&P and Nasdaq, probably the best two symbols to trade today. But right now we're on the top of a push phase. We gotta wait for a correction. Okay, here we go. Market pulling back. We want this basically to be a repeat pattern from this area. Come back. Hold the EMA. Have it act as support. Crossing our fingers here. Pretty vertical correction, especially on NQ. Don't like that. But holding off judgment till we see what happens at the key level here. What happens at the 21. Could turn around sharply. Still not a great looking move. Pretty vertically down here. We'll find out what it's made of. Yeah, EMA not holding. I don't like this correction here. Need to respect this and let it play out. So we don't want to trade against the trend, even if it's a counter trend. So let's let this thing have a break and a new low before thinking about going long again. NQ also having a very vertical correction. Don't trade against this. Let this thing play out. Especially on NQ since we're below the key level now. All right, tiny little break of that downtrend, that correction trend on ES. I want to see one push down and then back above the EMA. That's when we could get long. Yeah, Archer, I agree. I still have this in a short-term trend too. NQ just had its first break of that little downtrend. Again, ideally, would want to see it make a new low before getting long again. Pretty much a V-shaped reversal here. Did not even get a second chance on this thing. It's just going straight up after that pullback. Same on ES, man. This thing just shot up. No way to get in on that. Would still consider a pullback. S&P is not quite at that key level, so we still have room to get there. NQ is above it, so totally fine with a pullback here. If that holds, that would present a good long. Yeah, Tom, for sure. Buyers they're not messing around today, man. Any little push down is getting eaten up. Just looking for a pullback, 2 legs and a bullish bar. Bias is clear, trend is clear. We just need the pattern and the bar set to set up for us. Here we are yet again. We'll see if it can set up this time. Come on, S&P. We're just looking for a push above and a higher low. You will notice though on this S&P channel, we are having increasing distance at the top. So this uptrend is getting a little bit weaker on each swing. And that can often indicate kind of a rolling over of the market that we start to head the opposite direction. So something to take note of. And NQ is still above that key level for now, still holding it. So that's kind of the line in the sand that you want to be taking note of. This level has to hold if we're going to remain bullish. There's a nice bar. So that's a pullback and one push higher. Let's see if we can get one more and another bullish bar right here. I would trade that. Same on ES. Nice move above the EMA. We just need that second test. Push below, not what you want to see there. See if we can pop back up. And since the EMA did not hold, now we're going to need a push above and a higher low. Well, that's kind of a tempting bar on the S&P, not going to lie to you. Nasdaq, nice little push above the EMA, looking for that higher low. S&P still really hasn't gotten above the moving average just yet. It's trying though. Almost looked like my chart froze for a minute. Still waiting on a higher low. Either ticker, I'll take it. Seen some strength in the Nasdaq. It's pushing up quite a bit higher than the S&P right now, kind of leading the way, which is a great sign for the overall uptrend. You want to see tech leading. The S&P is just kind of struggling to get off the deck here. Each candle is retracing quite a bit. There's more or less a little wedge here forming on ES. With that key level looming above. Slowly working its way up. Yeah, so now we have a new high on NQ. New high on ES. Very close to testing that level. I'm seeing if there's any other way to draw this to where we're still in the channel. I think we can fudge that a little bit. So just like we did on NQ, we're looking for ES to hold above the level if we still want a long. But it's probably going to take a minute to set up. So I'm going to switch over to Discord. Yeah, this clear uptrend, guys. So there's no reason at all to sell. Only want to be looking for buys. And just be patient, especially if we can get over this key level here. Should be solid price action and should have plenty of opportunities to get long in this thing. So hope it's been a good day for you guys. Appreciate you hanging out with me as always. And yeah, let's keep navigating these markets and finding some setups. Peace. Take care. See you next time.